welcome everybody to the Hump Day Chat.
Are we ever going to come up with another name besides Hump Day Chat?
Well, I don't know what else to say. It's one of those things where you're just like, what are we going to call it? It's more fun
Wednesday
complaining about the name. What's that?
Wednesday afternoon chat.
Boring. Okay, got a good call for you guys today. So let me ask you a question, Jerry, real quick. Hey, you know what? Before we get into that, got to give the advertisement, right? If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button below. I know we haven't gotten a whole lot of conversation just yet, but this is the free stuff. If you like getting the free stuff every Wednesday live right here, we are going to be doing these calls. If you need a little bit more help, want to talk with Jerry and I on a weekly basis and get some training, we have a war room that's available for you, which gives you a whole host of benefits. And if you want the Mac Daddy, Jerry, to personally work with you and help you kick some major butt with your shop, that is our Maverick Shop Owner group. Just reach out to us. We'll be happy to tell you all about that. Now that that's out of the way, let's get to today's call. All right. Got a quick question for you. Actually, I got 4 questions for you, Jerry. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Now, we all know right now costs are going up, right? I mean, just inflation is going through the roof. Consumer confidence has hit the tank and, all this stuff that's going on with the economy. What happens when the cost of parts goes up for your shop?
I raise the price that I sell it to my customer. The price has to go up.
Okay. What happens when you get a landlord, let's say for those of you that are now renting, and it's time to renegotiate your lease, and your lease goes up because property values have now gone up? What do you do if that's you?
Got to raise my prices, labor rate, whatever. The cost goes up. Can't come out of my pocket, so I've got to raise the prices.
Okay. And just like everything else that's happening, what happens when your light bill goes up? Gets more expensive, right?
Yep, another expense. And got to take a look at that, raise the labor rates a little bit.
So regardless, what happens when your costs go up? The number one thing you must do is
raise your price. Or okay. I guess, Ron, you could open up your pocket and pay for it out of your pocket. That wouldn't be good. No, raise your price.
Okay, so I want everybody to kind of understand, like we're in a time where costs are going up, and you cannot eat that cost. But when all those costs go up, you're not posting signs all over the place about our light bill went up. It's going to cost you another $2 for this ticket. Joe in the back just had a baby. So we were, Joe's been a great employee of ours. We gave him a raise. If you want Joe to work on your car, it's going to cost you an extra $20. You don't do that, right? So why in the hell would you post a sign on your wall or on your front counter and saying, if you're going to use one of them darn nasty little credit card things, we're going to charge you an extra 3%. Why in the hell would you do that when everything else in your business is, here's our costs, we have to make a profit, so we raise our price, but here's where I'm going to get you. You whip out that credit card, I'm going to suck another 3.5% out of your wallet just because, well, I don't know, it's convenient for you. And look, it costs me a little bit more, but hey, if you want to use that credit card, it's going to cost you more. It's just, it just drives me crazy. And I know, there's been a lot of conversations going on back and forth about this, but man, I'm darn adamant about this. You should not be doing this.
I think the credit card processors are pushing for it. They're trying to make it look like, hey, this is another way for a shop to make money. And I strongly disagree with it. I believe if you want to piss people off, put it right there in front of them. Just a quick little story. I remember years ago, somebody said, post a sign in your office to talk about shop supplies. So we all know most states, shop supplies are legal. It's a cost of doing business. And we mark it up a little bit and we make a few bucks on shop supplies. Somebody once told me, make a nice poster and put it where everybody could see it. We charge shop supplies and here's why. So customers went from not complaining about shop supplies to now being furious about it. I'm not paying for shop supplies. And it's the same thing that happens if you're going to throw that credit card fee in their face. For God's sakes, just raise your prices a little bit to cover it.
Yeah. And so the reason why this came up is somebody posted inside our Successful Shop Owner group. Many of you are watching it live inside of this group right now. Last week about charging those credit card fees and what everybody feels about it. And it's kind of funny. We've had this question come up time and time again. This got a lot of response and everything in there, and on both sides. Some of them took the same side that Jerry and I have. Is like, don't do it. Just raise your prices accordingly. And others are like, so of course you got extremes on both ends. Some are saying you're a freaking idiot for doing it, and some are saying screw it. If a guy's going to cost, I'm tired of paying $1,500 a month in credit card fees. I'm going to pass that on to the customers one at a time. So in other words, you're pissing off every single one of them at a time. So I just look at it. Look, let's just keep it simple. Keep your customers happy. If I am your customer, and I go in for a brake job, and you give me a price. $895. Okay, great. Well, not great. That's a lot of money. Oh, crap. I got to spend. Okay, fine. Let's get it done. I need the brakes. I'll get the thing done. And then I show up, or somewhere maybe along the line, maybe there was a packet of parts that, just didn't get on the ticket or whatever. And maybe you got a quick phone call. Hey, sorry, we're off another $20-$30 or whatever. Okay, I got it. But then you gave me a price, and I show up and I whip out my credit card, and you say, oh, well, $895 plus 3.5% on top of that. That's what we're going to charge you. Now I went from a guy who was not particularly thrilled about spending $895 on a set of brakes for my car to a guy who is not particularly thrilled and a little more perturbed. You just got $900 for doing brakes. When last time I got the brakes, they were $300. What's going on? Now I feel like you're gouging, like you're taking every little penny here and there. Okay. Keep me happy. Give me a price, stick to the price, adjust as needed, but don't blindside me at the end and do that. It's just, I don't think it's good business. Now, sure. Yes. Your costs are there. Your costs go up, but so are all of these other costs going up. Just raise your price, and let's just keep this thing a little bit more sane, because I just don't like it. I hate it.
I don't like just a couple of other industries that do things like that. So a gas station that has cash price, credit price. I usually don't pull in. Which price is it? It's kind of confusing to me. I mentioned to you.
Or they suck you in with the price because you didn't realize it said cash price on there. Right. And you're like, what the hell?
I don't have cash. I got credit cards. And then it's significantly more. I feel they're gouging me a little bit. And I remember just recently, my wife and I went out for dinner somewhere, hearing a local band play at a local tavern, had a couple beers, and every single time the lady brought a beer, there was a $3 service fee, like a bar fee. Told my wife, I'm never going back. I would have tipped her more than that. But I'm not going to pay you and put it in my face where you're going to show me a $3 service fee. I get it. Prices are going up. We need to keep an eye on our prices, but you got to kind of include that into your labor rate, into your prices, into that beer, into that steak, and just raise it so it's appropriate. Don't throw it in front of the customer's face.
Yeah. See, one of the unique views I always look at this thing, because, I'm on the marketing side. I'm helping shops market their business. So I have to look at it from the consumer side at all times. And look, you work really, really, really hard to develop that kick-ass relationship with your clientele. You do a great job, great customer service. You want the person to come back. You want to bend over backwards and do the right thing all the time. And you don't want, it doesn't take much to piss somebody off, especially these days. It's just when all costs are going up and now they start getting nickel and dimed on top of it, it just leaves a bad taste. And almost, and some of the comments inside Successful Shop Owner almost gave me the feeling that there was an adversarial view of customers, called them a bunch of cheap asses for wanting to use a credit card and maybe get some mileage, I use a Delta Sky Miles credit card, and that's where fees, go. That's why it costs a little bit more, but I use that because it's convenient. And, oh, by the way, I get miles. Okay, that doesn't make me a cheap ass. Nobody's ever accused me. Well, maybe my wife has every once in a while, of being a cheap ass. But calling somebody a cheap ass because they want to use a credit card instead of a debit card. I don't have a debit card. I don't carry a credit. I carry a credit card. I don't need a debit card. How many cards do you need to have in your wallet? I try to make my wallet as thin as possible. I mean, that's it. That's all I want to carry. I'm not going to carry everybody's different credit cards and debit cards and things like that. And I heard somebody else put on there say, our customers like it. What? Our customers enjoy having the option. Okay, let's just put it that way. Enjoy having the option. I don't think anybody enjoys having the option. I don't mind. So let's just kind of show, like, on the other end of it, the only way that I feel that this is acceptable. And guys, feel free to do what you want to do. We're not telling you what to do. We're just kind of giving you, us girls' opinion here. If you want to use that, offer it as a discount. So if you've got somebody that's kind of hemming and hawing, trying to shave some costs down or something like that, if you offer them that 3% or 3.5% discount for bringing in cash, well, that might be a valid way of doing it. But I think that's a slippery slope, because then the guy's looking at it and say, okay, so what you're saying is if your costs go down, my costs go down, correct? I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, I found that part on Amazon a lot cheaper than what you're charging me. So I'm going to buy that. I'm going to bring it in. And now you're like, Jerry, what's the thing? What happens when somebody brings in a part to you? Do you charge less because they brought it in?
No, my labor rate's time and a half. So 1.5 times the regular labor rate, because I'm losing all the parts profitability.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, Ron, you mentioned that some customers like it. Yes, they may. Maybe a customer that pays in cash, and that's a very small percentage of customers in today's day and age. Can't even get cash out of the bank in many instances. But most customers, the ones that don't like it, most of them are not going to be confrontational and bring it to your attention. Customers usually communicate and vote with their feet. They just won't come back. They quietly walk away. And why risk that?
Mm-hmm. You work hard to get a great clientele and keep the clientele. Don't risk it on something as trivial as this. Understand, yes, your costs are there. Build them into your pricing structure, stick to it, keep the customers coming back. And that's just the best way to do business. Let's not fight with the customer. Let's give them an option if that's what you want to do, or just set your price, set it, forget it, and let it go. All right. Hope this helps. Take care, everybody. See you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.